about the love she coming through tonight. I thought I fucked no move to fight. But our differences to these sides. You need a nigga like me, don't hide. I thought the love she coming through tonight. I thought I fucked no move to fight. But our differences to thy side. To the side, I raised you up, don't you lie. I'm not a hustler, I'm out the way. I'm out the way. No bitch, but don't even.
Hello. Welcome to my channel. I am Mrs. Best. We are here to recap Love After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 10, perfectly titled Running from Love. Running. Anywho, a lot happened in this episode. For those who are new to the channel, the way that we do things when we go over Love After Lockup, because they're 90-minute episodes with a shit ton of couples, I'm going to just discuss what happened with each couple as we go. So we're going to start this week with Sheree and Anthony. I don't really like Sheree at all. She's it just seems like everything that she does so that she can like see that other people like what she's doing. She seems a little like into herself, if that makes any sense. So basically in the last episode, now on Love During Lockup, because we got to go way back, on Love During Lockup, she was the fool who had the boy that she lied to everybody about really being married to him, made a fake marriage certificate, which to me was a little odd. That's just stupid. Just because like people who are actually married, no one's ever asked to see my marriage certificate. That's a little strange. Like I would be bothered by that. But basically, at the welcome home party that Sheree threw for her baby daddy, because the party was just so that her baby daddy could see Anthony. Basically, Anthony proposes. He got a ring. He wants to propose the right way. And the fam was upset. They were pissed off that he did not, well, that they lied. Because what you got to lie for? Why are you lying? That's such like, if you have to lie about getting married, in my opinion, you're not ready to get married. That's stupid. If you want to get married, just fucking do it. Anywho, so basically, Anthony has a curfew because he did get out. He was put onto an ankle monitor. He was approved to have this party by his PO, but his PO said you have to be home by 1 a.m., not a minute late. If you're a minute late, you'll get into some shit. You'll get in trouble, and he could potentially go back to jail. So they're in the car, and after the fam, flips out, they end up leaving because it was 12:45 when he did that whole proposal and shit. He has to be home at 1 a.m. I don't know why they stayed so late. And he was like, yeah, we should have left at 12:30. We should have left. Brother, man, you should have pushed that bitch to leave, or you should have called you an Uber or something with her credit card. I don't know. But the fact that she was even willing to risk his fucking parole when he just got out for a party just to prove a point to a nigga that you're not even with no more. Woo, Sheree is like the worst type of female. The worst type of female. I can tell she's one of those baby mamas that thinks I got my own place. I got my own job. I'm cute. I don't like, no, girl. Like, if you actually care about this man, I would have been out that bitch by 12. Like, I'm not risking anything because there could be traffic, but I live in California. So we have to plan traffic differently, but it was just really ridiculous. So they finally leave and, they're in the car and he wanted to leave early and he expressed that. And she's talking about how they have to haul ass. She's like, we got to haul ass. Hurry up, Anthony. Hurry up. I'm like, She's talking to him crazy. The party wasn't for him. Like, this is her fault. And I just felt like that it wasn't necessary for her to be going off on him about a party that he didn't even want. He could have been at home safe without any type of an issue. So I just do not understand Sheree. She does the dumbest of things. If you're watching the live replay, do me a favor, like the video. We do Love After Lockup recaps every single week, every single Saturday. Next week, though, PSA, next week our recap will be on Sunday. And that is because I will be out of town for Thanksgiving week. So I'm going to just move it a day. Anywho, back to Sheree and Anthony. She mentions while in the car that it's like really sad that everybody questioned them about lying, about being married. And I don't think that is sad that anybody questions you on lying about your marriage. If you lie to them, they have a reason to question why you lie. So it doesn't make any fucking sense that this heifer is saying that she doesn't understand being questioned. Of course you're going to be questioned. That's childish as fuck. Why do you need to lie about being married? That's she needs to seek a therapist for that, y'all. I'm so serious about that. So then she also talks about how none of his friends showed up to the party, which really upset her. And it's like, he just got out of jail. I don't think everyone wants to gather together to have a party with a guy who can't even drink or smoke. She just did not think this through. Now, I get welcoming him home, maybe having like a welcome home barbecue or something, but a whole party with the DJ. She says she spent like over $5,000 on that party. She's a dumbass. You spent $5,000 on a welcome home party for a nigga you don't know that well that just got out of prison. Make it make sense. I'm pretty sure that money could have either sat or it could have been put into something or used on something that was much more useful than a party. Like, it just, even if he wasn't in jail, it's like, a party? The fuck? I just don't understand her questioning. So, they're at the house and all of this stuff, and he's trying to sleep in, and she's waking this man up early to do a mock job interview. For those who are unsure, is basically a job interview that's not real. You do it with either a potential employer, or you could do it with someone training you for a higher position. Some people seek help from people who work in HR, things like that. So, while the idea is nice, Sheree is an HR specialist or worker, whatever the hell she does. She works in human resources. So this is up her alley. But I just think, since this man has got out of jail, she's had him on a schedule with alarms going off while he's getting his haircut. It's like, what if the barber wasn't finished? Because the barber's not done, the haircut's just over? Like, Sheree is doing too much. She's worse than the jail. Like, he's still on a schedule. He's still being regulated. He can't acclimate himself to the world because she's basically taking over the job of a CO. It's like he's living with his PO low-key with her. So they do the mock interview, and in my opinion, she don't seem professional. It's very funny to me that this chick works in HR, and that's probably what's wrong with this country. Because she just does not seem like somebody who is professional. It seems like she understands the things that you need to do, spreadsheets, interview styles, and all of that. But I wasn't into it. That's your man. He don't want to do mock interviews with you. And I've actually been my husband's manager at one point years ago. I did not interview him. I had my manager do it, and I'm the one that usually did the interviewing for the location that we were working at. But I'm not going to interview my husband. The fuck do I look like being a part of that? That's fucking weird. I did write his ass up, though. Tried to. And then my manager threw it out because he liked him. I'm like, what the hell? The hell? He played with my bonus. I sure did write my husband up. Tried to. So basically, during the mock interview, Anthony makes a comment in the confessional. He was like, I know how to interview. I had jobs before I met Sheree and before I went to prison. Like, she treated me like I can't do it or something. And I kind of thought the same thing. Like, have some faith in your dude. Let him interview. Now, if he went on interviews and was struggling, then take your expertise of your career field, Sheree, and apply it to him. Use it to help him. But you have to give him a shot to be his own individual and to do the right thing. You just do. So he says that he thinks she only did the interview to showcase her own talents as an HR manager. And I feel the exact same way. That girl is into herself more than she's into anybody else. And I stand by that. I think she's still in love with her baby daddy if she cares so much for him to see her with Anthony, versus most moms would be like, I want him to see who his son will be around. And I want them to have, no, Sheree's only reason was not her son, was not Anthony. It was to prove a point to her baby daddy. And the only reason somebody would be that invested into doing something like that is if they are still in love or have feelings for that other person. So, that's just how I feel. So she says after the mock interview that he's not doing a good job. She was complaining about him being nonchalant. And that's because when he did try to tell her shit, she don't want to fucking listen. And She says him being nonchalant could be an issue in the relationship. When you make your man to feel like you are his manager and you're so focused on work and stuff, he might be nonchalant, because that's how I am at work with motherfuckers I don't know either. So Sheree is sinking her own relationship. Oh, side note, did y'all see, my beautiful thugs? Did y'all see Anthony got arrested? I'm not sure if he's out yet, but he was just arrested a few weeks ago. It's floating around Facebook somewhere. But yeah, they say he got arrested. I'm like, oh Lord, probably because she stressed him out, reminded him that he was a criminal at one point with all these schedules and stuff. So, hopefully he figures that out. I hope he, stops going to jail and figures out his arrest. So the next couple we're going to go over is going to take a while to go over. We're going to go over Joy Nomi and Red. For those who watch or find this on Facebook or Twitch, I do stream primarily on YouTube. You could find streams, song reviews, all of that. I know Facebook can be like complicated looking for lives. That is how you subscribe to my channel. That is my channel. I appreciate everybody who watches. Let's get back into it. So Joy Nomi and Red. Or in the words of the My Thoughts channel on YouTube, she calls Joy Nomi Joy No-No. And I love it because she's a no-no. We come on, Joy. So Red and Joy Nomi have been together for a couple of years. He's been in jail for over 7 years. She has never visited this man. She has never visited him. But she claims, even though she hasn't visited him, somehow she spent $40,000 on him, which is concerning because it's like you have your kid, and I just feel like with the way that they're living, if you have $40,000 to spend, you probably could do a lot more for your child, your son, maybe get a gastric bypass surgery, because I'm not being shamed or fat shaming. I'm just saying the girl couldn't even breathe at the same time that she was crying. She was out of breath getting out the car. Like, that's a health thing. Like, she needs to figure that out. Anyhow, so Joy Nomi and Red, last we saw them, his mom was pissed off. Speaking of tea, there's a lot of Love After Lockup tea. You could tell that WeTV is just casting whoever the hell applies for this show to keep the momentum going, because there's proof online. Go check out the Love After Lockup Facebook group. Shout out to everybody in that group. I think it's the funniest group ever. But somebody posted, the websites where you go for sex offenders. It's Amber something out here in California, but there's websites where people can go because we have a right as the public to see where sex offenders are staying and things like that and who's on the list. Red's mom is on the sex offender registry. And I'm like, why would this lady be on there? I liked his mom. Y'all can see if you go watch my other recaps. There's also a playlist for love, life, after and during lockup that I have of all my recaps for that. And I will be going and recapping life after lockup when it comes in December. But yeah, Red's mom, I don't know what the hell is going on. These people are weird, according to the internet. Anywho, his mom was pissed off, and him and Joy were supposed to be leaving to go back to New Mexico, to Farmington. And in the car, she's talking about how, what happened with the family. She's like, well, I wish we could stay. I really do. But I've got to get back to my son. I've got to get back to Sway. Then this heifer says she thinks that Red's family is overreacting. If she had visited him just once, I don't think they'd be overreacting as much. I think they still have a problem, but I think if she had visited him just once, I feel like they would feel a little different. And she was an entire donkey to his family, to her sister. And I saw Red's sister. I applaud you. I see you. I don't remember her name right now, but Red's sister, if you come across a Mrs. Best review, darling, I welcome you here to tell your side now that your brother ain't with that ragamuffin, because she held her composure. And that was like, I thought that was beautiful, because I would have dragged that hoe. Who you disrespect? Whose mama? But She was better than us. But Joy was very rude to his family. And now she says that they're overreacting. They're not feeling happy about him leaving so soon with you, who was just so comfortable and open to disrespect his family. And listen, my husband has some family members I don't like. Really, it's just on his dad's side. But I just leave it there. You don't need to name names and go off and make a problem. And if he wants me to go around them, I'll smile and be fake, you know? That's just what you do. You don't disrespect the spouse's family, because family's forever. You are something that will never be forever for them because you came in at the end or other parts of their life. So she says to Red that she feels his family was not welcoming to her, which was her fault. They were very welcoming to her. And, you know, then Joy starts tripping because when she's saying these things to him, it's like and here's how I took it. I feel like she wanted to talk shit about his family just to get him on camera to agree with her so she don't look as much of a donkey, because I think she knows she acted a fool with them people. And he was not having it. So she pays attention. She's like, there you go with the phone again. There you go. And I'm like, yes, Joy, there he goes. The same way your ass went and had sex and got nutted in by 3 different men, and you don't know which one of them belonged to your son. Joy, people like you can't talk. You can't. If this was like, if and I'm not saying that it's just because she went and did all of that was promiscuous that she has no opinion. My thing is, if she was in a new relationship with someone other than Red and this happened, it'd be different because she did not cheat on that person, but she did cheat on Red. And she was the person who introduced infidelity into the relationship. So she cannot get mad and throw a fit when he does. She can't. She can't. She did this more than once. So it's like, you're going to do this big reaction. How do you think he felt? And he was locked up and couldn't get to you. And you came looking for him. He didn't come looking for you. Trust me. That's why she's finding these men in the clubs when they're drunk. Because that's listen, trying to tell you. I don't like Joy Nomi at all. I don't feel any form of empathy for her, just so everybody knows. And anybody who disagrees with me, hey, I respect your opinion and we can agree to disagree, but I don't like Joy Nomi. Anywho, so basically she starts tripping because he's on his phone texting someone who we find out later is Julie, who's his bestie. Apologies if I'm looking down. I do have my phone for notes. Anywho, we find out that when they discuss him receiving money, because his mom dropped the bomb at the Catfish Kettle a couple episodes ago about Red receiving money from various women. And we found out not only has he received money from these women, but he kept photos of them and they're discussing it in the car. And she's upset that he still has the photos while he's free. And he's like, but babe, no, babe, no. They're my friends. And I'm just like, I actually have a friend who's locked up right now. I write him, but there are not a lot of phone calls. Okay, I ain't sent him no pictures of me or any other female because that's weird. If somebody's really your friend, they locked up, you're going to support them, but that's that. His little bitches can put money on his books because I don't give money to any man whose last name is not Herbert or B3ST. That's how it goes. Like, So Joy, obviously, if girls are sending him money, there's a reason why they're sending him money. No one's just sending their friend money in jail. They write you and hope you get out. I got a book of stamps for you, but I ain't got $1. I ain't got shit. So, that is what it is. So then, she mentions, and I was crying when you're in the hole. And I had an epiphany, you guys. I said, Red probably wasn't in the hole so much. Because if that was the case, his sentence probably would have been extended, or they would have released him to a halfway house or something. There would have been more done. I don't think Red was in the hole. I think he just went months without talking to her while he was talking to other bitches. I don't care. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. I'm pretty sure he was talking to other people during the time that he says he could not talk to her. So they get to the hotel, and she's like, I cannot trust him. Honey, he can't trust you either. He has pictures of women. You have a baby, and you don't know who the daddy is. And your man was locked up. Joy can never compare what she did. I think the worst thing that you can do is when you cheat is to cheat with like someone's friend or family member, or to make a baby while you're in a relationship with someone else. There's no excuse. And Joy's excuse is because she says she was lonely. Well, you went and seeked out a relationship with someone in jail. This man does not have the access to just come and find you. You seek this out, Joy. So you don't have an argument. What you need to be doing is saying, I apologize, for what I did, but I want us to move forward without the infidelity on both ends. Like, what do we need to do? Do we need to go to therapy? What are you still upset? That's what she should have tried. Really, we know they need to break up and they're not together in real time, but she shouldn't come at him as if she's just this hurt fucking victim. It's an insult to the women who are actually being cheated on and haven't slept with every Tom, Dick, and Harry in Farmington, New Mexico. Okay? Girl act like she can't afford condoms. I don't understand. And birth control, you can go find it free almost anywhere. Like, stop, Joy. Just stop. So she has her little meltdown. They go into the hotel room and basically they argue. And I was cracking up this morning. I watched the episode this morning. I fell asleep last night, y'all. But I was dying laughing because they get to the room. He really does have photo albums full of women, like the old school photo album your grandma pull out where you could turn the page and pictures slipped in it. He has photo albums of bitches. Listen, I ain't mad at you, Red. I'm not mad at you, brother. I'm not. I was cracking up because in addition to the photo album, then she pulled out like a stack of photos, and Red had photo albums of his different hoes. He's not that cute to me, so I'm looking at it like, wow, women are really interested in this guy. They were sending ass pictures to the jail. I didn't know you could do that. My husband doesn't go to jail, so I don't know these things, and I'm glad he don't go to jail. Child. But yeah, he had a photo album full of bitches and a stack full of photos. She's like, look at this, Red. Her neck cake move. Look at this. I'm like, girl. So he swears they're just his friends. He's like, I can't have pictures of my friends. Not in lingerie and bent over, whatever the hell was in them pictures. But you don't need that many pictures of your female friends. My husband had a lot of female friends when I first met him. Most of them ended up having babies and they're too busy, but like he never had like hella pictures of or with them. I don't know. I have a lot of male friends. I don't have pictures of or with them really. So I would never send a picture of myself like that to a friend. So these are obviously more than friends. I think he just was like, fuck it. She want to cheat with 3 different men. I'm going to cheat with 30 women. I really think that's what he's doing. It's a tit for tat with those two. So basically, she gets upset at the pictures and he says to her, he's like, so what? You was talking to other people. I ain't done nothing with these women. I've been in jail. You actually fucked somebody. And he reminds us of that on camera as well. And he's a weirdo to me. I didn't like how he just randomly left. So he acted like he was going to get air, but really he already has someone waiting for him in the parking lot. His crackhead looking best friend, Julie. I don't understand. She looked like she was on something, that girl. And if she's not, then I apologize. Julie, leave me a comment, girl, and I will gladly correct my statement. Mrs. Best is accountable. But the way he was looking on that TV with that pale foundation that was 2 shades too light and you already white. So I'm like, damn, how that happened. And she looked like she parties hard. And he said he met Julie at a party. So this is supposed to be his best friend, he says, right? So she comes to pick him up. He dips off on Joy, leaves her up there crying. And Julie is pretty much down for whatever. She's like, are you going to get caught? Is she going to be upset? Is she going to, like, you could tell she's like, I don't want to be in the mess, but I like you, nigga. So I'm going to deal with the mess. Julie. So basically, he goes to the gas station. They're driving around. And while at the light and at the station, he's like, I want to give you a hickey. I just want to mark you. I'm like, grow up. Grow up. Are we still giving hickeys at 30, Red? Because I'm 31. So me and Red are the same age. Are we still like marking our territory? Is that really a thing? Child, that was just very childish to say. Like, he's definitely not an adult whatsoever. So, they see Joy when they're parked up at the gas station because she's like, maybe he wanted something to drink. This is the closest gas station to us. And she is in the car looking, lurking. But still, she somehow missed him because he was there. He was in the car with Julie hiding. They said, oh, shit, oh, shit, oh, shit. I'm just... It's a fucking mess. It's a mess. So Joy is calling Red. She's calling Red. She's calling and calling and calling and calling. And we see after a commercial break or whatever the hell they moved to, whatever the hell happened, we see that Red and Julie went to a motel. And we know what they doing if they went to a motel. And that's how I know he tried to play her off like his best friend. But if that was really your best friend, why would you have a room ready or be willing to go to a hotel to kick it? Like, I got male best friends, RIP to Tone. He would pop up on me if he's mad as people or something sometimes. We just sit in his Buick and smoke. Why are we going to go to a hotel? Why do we need a room? Like, that's weird to me. That's weird. That's how like, y'all be trying to make it seem like females and males can't have friendships. You can have friendships with men. Some of my best friends have been men. And they haven't tried to do anything with me. But then on the other hand, I've had a lot of people I thought were my friend who are men who have tried to do a lot with me that goes outside the realms of friendship. So you can't have friends of the opposite sex, but it's very clear when the friendship is based on attraction. That's usually how people end up in relationships. And you can fight it all you want, but as you see, they ended up at that hotel. So obviously this is more than a friendship. I don't buy that she's his bestie. I think he just says that, and they're probably friends with benefits, which means, we cool, we're not in a relationship, but when we need to service each other, we shall. So, after coming out of the hotel with Julie, Joy is just crying, and she says she did a lot for him, but you also cheated on him. That everything that you do does not matter when you do what you did. And every time he looks at your child, that's a reminder. Like, this relationship was doomed from the beginning, in my opinion. So basically, I'm cracking up because she finally fucking gets him to answer the phone. And I was cracking up because when he finally answers, she says to him, I've called you 30 times. So that means that you've had 30 chances, 30 opportunities to answer the phone. I'm like, girl, that's a new one. I'm going to try that. If my husband stops ignoring my calls when he finally answers, I've called you 27 times. That means you've had 27 opportunities to answer my phone calls. Girl. Joy is funny. She's fucking funny. I don't care. I know that she was mad. And I know y'all gonna be like, you're mean, Mrs. Best. I don't really give a fuck. I could give a flying fuck. Okay? Report me. That bitch is funny. She's in tears. I gave you 30 opportunities. It's just the way she talked to him. I be dying. I be fucking dying. And then she sits there, and every time she gets upset, her neck, which it does not move. And I know plenty of people who are overweight. Hell, I'm not the thinnest, but this neck moves. Joy be like, she was in the car driving looking for Red. And that's probably why she missed him. Girl, look over your shoulder. I just cannot. She just behaved really erratically, in my opinion, for a relationship that is so new and a relationship that lacks trust because of her actions. It was erratic. But I couldn't help but to laugh at her. Something is wrong with this young woman. So that's all I'll say on that. So when he does answer the phone, she's like, where are you, Red? I've been driving around. Nobody told you to do that. And Red said, I'm at my mama's house. Lying. This Negro was with Julie, okay, in the hotel room, asking to mark up her neck. So in my mind, when I see that, I'm like, ooh, this episode getting good. I hope to God he gets to to his mama's house before Joy. And he does. He gets to his mom's house before Joy. So then Joy pulls up and she won't let him in the car. She wouldn't even roll the window down. She gave up like an inch. Mind you, this is the car that she supposedly spent all this money on for him. And I'm like, did she really spend $40,000, or is she just leasing that because she has some outrageous like interest rate? Like, anywho, moving it along, she won't let him in the car to get his stuff, and eventually she opens the door just so he could get his stuff. And she basically says, I'm done. I'm going back to New Mexico. I don't want you to come with me. And that's just that. And he keeps trying to stay. And he's like, no, I got to see my son. I didn't like that, Red. Like, you have every right to be running around on this hoe, considering what she did to you. But kids are innocent, regardless of how her son got here. He is here. And do not make or use him in a way that makes him a pawn or a manipulative factor in a disagreement. Never put kids into that. And that goes for friends. If you fall out with a friend or something and they have a kid, don't go talking about their kid and saying shit on their parenting. That has nothing to do with your issue. Kids should never be brought into discussions and arguments they have nothing to do with. And this child does not. And I did not like how he brought that child up after he was just getting topped off by Julie. So I don't like that. But other than that, she won't drive off, and he ends up getting in the front, seat. And she's like, oh, she like growled or grunted or something, upset. And, then he got out the car. She was upset. We'll see what happens with that next week. But they've been on live on TikTok, I guess. I be seeing on little Facebook groups and stuff online. So we know they're not together. None of these couples understand, And then I saw, speaking of which, Renika and Asante, who were on this season of Love After Lockup, but we saw she got played, which everyone saw from a mile away except for her. But I guess she was online upset that she wasn't filmed. It's like, honey, your story is over. You're not together. That's it. It's over. But she changed her hair finally. So good job, Renika. Moving it along, we're going to discuss Chelsea and Mikey. Chelsea and Mikey are funny to me. Mostly Chelsea. They're the couple I have the most hope for. I like Mikey. Mikey, I don't get bad vibes from him at all. He seems pretty genuine. So Chelsea's back in Ohio. They're doing the long distance thing until Mikey can potentially come up there. And, we see Mikey and he's already working. And he's working. He's working. Luckily, he has a very good support system. His family, he's able to work right near the home. He doesn't really have a lot that could, interfere him, but he's making money. So his friend comes by and we find out that this is the friend that he was in jail with, who actually technically saved his life to make a fuss to get him the help that he needs for his medical concern. And they're talking, with Mikey's grandpa and stuff. And Chelsea comes up and, Mikey expresses that he's nervous to meet her dad. Anyone who watched her season of Love During Lockup, her dad was not here for her dating inmates. And that's because Chelsea has a shit record for dating. And now we know from a previous episode that she's also been a victim of sexual abuse and assault. So, prayers to you. It's difficult. I am too, but it looks like she's trying to do the work to get better. But I don't think that that's an excuse for a lot of Chelsea's behavior. But yeah, she makes really bad choices in men, and she needs to maybe see a therapist to figure that out. Anywho, basically we see Chelsea with her dad as well. And earlier in the season, she's like she and her dad have not been on the best of terms, but I know it sounds like he was her payee for her Social Security. So that got figured out or whatever. Either way, she goes to see her dad and he's concerned again because of the past relationships. And he says Chelsea had an ex that he did not trust his property around and all this stuff. He didn't say if the guy stole from him. He just said he didn't trust his property around this person. So I don't know what the hell that means, but Chelsea chooses awful men. But shout out to According to Amber. She did a video about a year ago after Love During Lockup season with Chelsea. And she had spoke about how Chelsea doesn't have custody of her other children. So she may not be perfect either. It's interesting. Her dad is super concerned. So, not much happened with them in this episode. he does talk to Chelsea on a FaceTime, and Chelsea came into like $5,000 basically. And Mikey doesn't understand how, because in the previous episode, her benefits got cut. She's a part-time housekeeper because you can't get Social Security, I believe. When I was managing people, whenever I had workers who did Social Security, I could never schedule them for like more than 24 to 26 hours. Sometimes it was less. So I know that they can't make too much money or they'll lose their benefits. So it's a little strange that she just came in to $5,000. And Mikey asked, he's like, I don't care, what she does with the money or any of that. I just want to know where she gets it from and make sure it's not illegal. And she's like, I'm not telling you where I got the money from. How are you going to want to be in a relationship with someone that involves marriage and living with you when you can't even tell him where you're getting money from? That's not okay. So Chelsea's not all innocent, you guys. Don't think because she's a deaf sexual assault victim that this means that she can't cause harm to others either. She can. And she's emotionally immature. That's the most polite way that I can say it. I don't think she wants to hurt Mikey. I don't think she's using him. I don't think she's taking advantage of him. I really, truly believe that this woman lacks emotional maturity and communication skills. And I feel like it's harder for her to work on that probably because of her disability. So I hope that she gets past it. Because, honey, if I come home with $5,000 and Mr. Best is like, where'd you get that from? And I'm like, oh, you don't need to know. Don't worry about it. He's going to have a problem with that because it's going to look weird. So, there's that. So we don't really see much of Chelsea after that. And Mikey's like, listen, I'm on probation. I'm not trying to go back. So if this is illegal, I need to know. That's all he wants to know. And if she doesn't want to tell him, she should say, it's legal and it didn't come from a boy. But it probably is legal and it probably did come from a boy. So, there's that. So last thing we see with Mikey is him see his daughter Hadley. She loves her daddy. He gave her some jewelry and, I just think that he's doing good by his child. And the way Chelsea is, I'm kind of hoping he doesn't go to Ohio with her. Don't leave your child's stability and a huge support system to go be with a bitch who lives in a state that sucks, for one. Sorry, I don't really care for Ohio. They have fast food and really nothing else. But yeah, you want to leave where you're at. Kentucky don't have shit either, but he has grandfather. His baby mama supports him. His daughter is there. His siblings are there. His family is there. His friends are there. He's got a job there, a place to live there. He's going to leave his peaceful stability to go be with Chelsea in fucking Ohio, who's just going to get mad and keep secrets about money. No, that's concerning. So, we shall see what happens with them next week. The next couple we're going to go over is Andy and Brittany. I appreciate anybody who's still watching, or if you're watching the live recap, it does mean a lot to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The channel is new. We are going on to go over Andy and Brittany. So Andy's the cop, the former cop of 13 years. Brittany is the drug addict and scammer, and yeah, that's what I'll call her. So basically, Brittany gets Andy to go get the money, and she's now saying online that Love After Lockup, like WeTV, the producers on the show, she is saying that they gave Andy the money to get from the ATM. She's basically saying that production made all of this happen, and I don't believe it. I think she's a shitty person. There's receipts being dropped on the According to Amber channel. To this day, she's been posting videos left and right because Andy's ex-wife is coming through with receipts proving that a lot of this was real for those two. So she gets the money and she's outside asking random people for phones. And they're like, what the fuck? Hell no. That looks weird because no one wants to be in your drama or have you angry holding their fucking phone. So finally she goes and she asks Andy for his phone. And he's like, well, where's your phone? And, she's like, I left it on the seat. This chick is a hot mess. I don't like Brittany for shit. I think she's manipulative and I don't think she'll change. And she could say she does, but I don't think she will. Based on what we see online, she's not. She calls her daughter and asks for, her mom. She asked her daughter to tell, Brittany's mother to come pick her up. Now that she has the money, she's just staying away from him. And that was gross. I said it. She was going to take that money and leave. She couldn't even wait a day and leave in the night when he was asleep or something. She had to do the shit while, right in his face. People like her, I think she was focused on getting high. because her behavior made no sense. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. She dipped. Andy tried to leave the house. He was like, I only came to Rome, Georgia for this girl. If she's not in it, I'm not going to be in it either. Well, you can't just move out every night. So he overdoes. He leaves, goes to the little parking lot where she's waiting. She doesn't want to be with him. She leaves with her mom, and that's it. I'm over them. I don't care anymore. They are a hot mess. I think she needs rehab, and all of her kids need therapy. Moving on. Melissa and Louis, they are the next couple we'll go over. Melissa, at first I was concerned. No, with Melissa, I've always felt like she was a problem because on Love During Lockup, she risked Louis, and he actually did have to do 30 more days in jail because she came up to one of his jobs. I don't like that. And now she's complaining about everything with Louis, like everything. So he goes home and basically he tells his mom, Crazy Donna, about how Melissa's not happy that he bought a car while letting her pay for the teeth. She paid $4,500 so that he could get his tooth surgery and dentures. And he got a job afterward and he saved up $5,500 to purchase a vehicle. She got mad about that. I was like, honey, you did that for your dude. What do you expect? He's going to need a car. I don't get it. So basically, I think that Donna was right. Melissa is not right for him. She's insecure and controlling, and that's a terrible combination as a whole. It just does not make any sense. So Melissa is scheduled to come down back to Georgia from New Jersey because she's supposed to help take care of Louis for the dental surgery that she paid for. And she calls Louis with bad news, saying that there was a postal emergency because she's a mail carrier. She said that the post office had an emergency and she couldn't come. I knew that was bullshit from the beginning. So fast forward, before I fast forward, Donna, stop cooking. Someone pointed out a good thing online. Donna really said, got tomato soup, and it was a can of SpaghettiOs. That is not tomato soup, Donna. And what the hell were they eating for dinner? Some sort of wet pork chop on top of a plain angel hair noodle. And you notice every time Donna says, you're hungry, I cooked, Louis looks a little worried. I don't think his mom is a good cook at all, which is sad because usually Italian people throw down, but not Crazy Donna. That's all I want to say. But Donna, maybe she's right. Maybe she's not so crazy because Melissa's turning out to be a big problem. So fast forward to the dental office, and we find out when Melissa calls Louis, they get to the dental office. There's this weird pipe emergency. The dentist has no water and they have to wait 30 minutes. I don't know what the hell is going on in Georgia. But Melissa calls Louis, or he calls her during that time. And, their conversation basically goes left. It just doesn't make sense that the conversation goes left. She's like, when he tells her of the emergency at the dentist, she's like, what? So now who's going to take you home? Who are you going to be with? He's with his mom the whole time. I know you hear Donna in the background, Melissa. Stop playing. What is he going to be cheating on you with your mom, with his mom? If you can't trust a man with his mom, you probably shouldn't be with that man. I just feel like if my husband's with his mama, that's the safest place they could be. It's with their mom. I don't get it. Melissa's fucking neurotic. She's crazy. So he goes outside and FaceTimes her because he gets upset. And when he FaceTimes her, he sees that Melissa's at home. She's not at work. And she's like, well, I lied because I didn't want to come down there. And she says she didn't want to go down there because she didn't want to spend more money. But get over it. He needs a car. It's Georgia. Would you want Crazy Donna driving you around everywhere, Melissa? What is wrong with you? She's tripping on nothing. And then she's also making comments about how he hasn't shown her that he wants to come to New Jersey. And I feel like that's a loaded comment. And that was bullshit. Also manipulative. He is on parole. They told him to come to New Jersey. He needs to first, find a job, get settled, and then apply to, you know, go up to New Jersey. They said it would be better if they're married, but he can't go to you for legal reasons. And you knew that. So why would you tell him that he's less of a man because he's not coming up to you? That's just whack. And that's what she does. So in my opinion, she's dumb for that. And she can't expect him to just sit around broke expecting her to pay for him. That would be a concern if he was comfortable just sitting at home, allowing her to pay for everything. He wants to get a job. He wants to work. He wants to get shit done. What is the problem, Melissa? So he calls her out on her lie. She threatens to revoke the payment for the dentist. And that's when Louis was like, you know what? Fuck this bitch. And I was with him. He said, you know what? Go ahead. Revoke the payment. Dispute the payment. Nobody cares. It's paid for as of today. So either way, I'm getting it done. He says, nobody cares. That doesn't work. And then, you know, she didn't know what to say. And so he asked her, like, are you dumping me? Are you dumping me? And she says she's just putting them on pause because she needs him to act more like a boss. So he says to her, you know what? I am going to act like a boss, and hangs up on her. That's right, Louis. Fuck that hoe. She's not worth it. She's just not. If you're complaining like this already, my God. So basically, he goes back inside. He tells his mom how she lied, and his mom was right. She's psychotic. She needs to figure out herself first before she can date anyone. I think she does this with every dude she's dated, and I think that's why she hasn't found love yet. I think she can find love if she just stops acting like a psychopath. So his mom then says, Louis should find a good Southern girl, and starts talking to the damn dental hygienist. Ask her if she's single. They have no water, but she says, Louis, you make her a cup of coffee. Somehow he finds a water bottle, makes the chick a cup of coffee. The episode ends with him asking her out. She was like, I'll consider. That means no. She is a dental hygienist. She went to school. Okay, she got a job. If that dental hygienist dated Louis, though, to me, that would be like the funniest thing, because she did look a lot better than Melissa, in my opinion. And not just because she's blonde, for those who think, you know. Anyhow, moving on. The last couple we'll discuss today is Brittany and Key-Rock, and this will be extremely fast. You guys, this is going to be the fastest discussion that I probably could have thought to have. Like, it doesn't make any stinking sense. It doesn't make any sense that Brittany is still talking to this man about kids. So the scene starts with Key-Rock and Brittany. They're just in their room, chilling, living their best little life together. And he's on FaceTime with it sounds like his friend had a baby. And so we find out he's a goddad. And, you know, they're talking to the baby, and Brittany's all sweet and stuff. And I'm like, oh, here we go. You know, Brittany, I think she needs a lot of therapy. And I think she's trying to find the family she wished she had by forcing Key-Rock to have a baby. But honey, to do that, to have a kid, no matter how open people become and how legal gay marriage is, when couples of the same sex want to have a child, or couples of transgender, you know, type situations want to have a child, you can't do that without a man and a woman. Not on pills for testosterone and that help with the transition. I really believe that you should respect his choice to transition. That's just how I feel. But apparently Brittany doesn't get it. So she keeps trying to take him to the doctor. And Key-Rock understands the process, because she cannot carry because she has damaged fallopian tubes. But you can't expect him to stop his transition for you. You can't expect that. He just got out, and he says this to her. After they get off the phone, they're talking about how she wants to have a baby, and don't you want a family? And she's like, yo, I'm not talking about now. Stop talking about the future. He doesn't want to have a baby right now. So why would he want to talk about having a baby in the future? Leave him alone. Let him fall in love with the idea of you being the mother to his child. And then y'all can get to it. And there are a lot of children in need of homes. And I just feel like same-sex couples that cannot afford surrogacy should go in the direction of adoption, because our foster care system is fucked up. So that helps children, those couples adopting. I don't understand why she's so against adopting. This is why kids who are adopted feel like, damn, like I don't belong, or different because people make comments like her, like nothing is wrong with being the fuck adopted. It's a beautiful thing because you're truly chosen. I mean, your parents chose paperwork for you and background checks with the government. That's love, okay? You weren't just a one-night stand or something that happened on accident, you know? Anywho, I don't see the issue with it. Brittany's so against it, obviously. She needs to calm down. Her family, mind you, still won't talk to Karak. They're not open to this relationship, and they have issues with her. She's living with his family, but he is not ready. He just got out. He hasn't even been out for like a full 2 weeks. Like, she's doing too much. So in my opinion, she's not ready. He said he knows what he wants. That doesn't mean he can't have a child. I just think he knows that his transition matters more to him to have happiness in life than having a child. And for Brittany, she's just not ready to have a baby. She wants one. She's not ready because the way she's pressuring him, that's a problem. That's a big problem. So, you know, she says that kids are a part of being married. Honey, I've been married for over 11 years and with the same person for 14 years. We don't have children and we're just fine. So, you know, I've had some little scares and shit. I have, but that's why they were scares because I'm not ready to have kids right now. I don't care. That's just what it is. But you can be married without children. There is nothing wrong with having a relationship with no children. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Look at that. Mr. Best said happiness overall. Exactly. Your spouse should be enough. Your child and having a child should be a blessing. That's why they call it a happy addition, because it's an addition to your happiness. She's trying to get the baby just to feel the root of happiness. She's chasing the wrong things. Don't get married and in relationships and have kids just because you have this idea and want to look like what you think it should look like. Your relationship should not look like anyone else's. It should look like what works for you and your partner. And that's that. So she basically throws a fit like she always does. And mind you, Brittany is 23. So, you know, we're not going to put too much on my little boo. She's damn near a child. So, you know, it is what it is. But that is my recap of Love After Lockup, season 5, episode 10, titled Running from Love. Really good episode. A lot happened. Really quick, we want to get into a few things. The next Love After Lockup recap will be on Sunday because of the holiday. For anybody who's going to be watching me on the holiday, if you're watching me during Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to you and your whole squadron, your family, your friends, whatever the hell. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Friendsgiving. If you are somebody who respects the natives and does not want to celebrate Thanksgiving, then happy day off, federal holiday pay. You know, I hope everyone enjoys their holiday, and I appreciate everybody for watching the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. We will be here on Sunday next week. I think that's the 26th. I believe it's the 26th. I will recap Love After Lockup that day. And during the week of Thanksgiving, we will have a lot of song reviews and music reactions to post. My husband's birthday. I love him. Look at that. Love my hubby. It's the only time I'll show my boobs on live. It's his birthday. So happy birthday, Mrs. Best to Mr. Best to my love. We will support you. We being all that support, you know, the channel and what we do. And there will be a birthday reaction filled with music and kind words. It's his birthday. My Scorpio Sagittarius man. He's crazy as hell, but he's easy to love. So that is a wonderful thing. Anywho, thank you all for watching. We're going to end this live with a song made by the birthday guy himself. Oh So Best. He had an EP drop titled Tenderly Manifested that he did with a friend of ours, Be Money, Be Manifested. So I will let you listen, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.
It's oh so best with the play upon the Be Money, man. Welcome to our first EP collab, man. Oakland, Vallejo, the Bay Area, stand up. Oh, I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said okay. We all should play hot potato. Whoever got the hottest challenges it's me, Hamza. Just like creative players on hunters, no less. The lines in your forehead just told me you stressing. Got G-O-D on me side. Ooh, he blessed me. All these lies they tell it's a vaccine. They're acting and so bad like it's wrestling. Keep my circle so small it's insane. If you made the cut, then you're part of my team. Just like bowling half pike, off strikes don't cut her. Attracted to the mind, but I like mine's hotter. She gotta have a pretty face too, no butter. I wonder how she look at her mother. My favorite color's green, but I'll settle for blue. Check until I can't see, I'm only 5'2". Who the fuck made this shit on that track? Meaning if I'm on it, just this shit slap. I'm from the town, she from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said okay, bro. Said we said we are your look. I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said
okay, bro.
We don't should play hot potato. Whoever got the hottest buzz from the night.
Every day we find the silver lining in our life platinum. Lately, how we blinding with our light, we got them that numb. Me and also speeding on the beat, they call us phantom. No, I'm not a player, how a layer call me stratum. I'm just trying to break bread like split an atom. God gave me all this weight, why? So I can splat them. Lately, how I'm new with my cleats, I'm an atom. When it comes down to my ball, I'm really bad. When it comes down to my plays, I'm never lagging. They keep the real ones in the cage like they don't matter. When they get out, they just go back like they don't matter. We trying to bring the system down, Mad Hatter. Don't ask why we never round, we be dancers. Lately, how we holding it all down, call us plaster. With these dimes, we really blowing mine, but we don't splatter. Damn, how y'all make it to the top, we don't like ladders.
I'm from the town, she from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said okay, bro. Said we said we are your look. I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said
okay, bro.
We don't should play hot potato. Whoever got the hottest buzz from the night.
Pull up with the mix quick, got the drip like Ness quick. Acting picky choosy, but we platinum, we the best pick. Lately how we rockin' every roll, we got the best pick. Lately how we got them tuned in, we be the best nick. Money. Yeah, what's up, Oso? From the town to the D's going crazy. What you mean? What you think? Me and Oso, we got it.
Turn whoa, damn, yes, whoa, damn, whoa, whoa, whoa.